Kalkadosh Boker Or. Masechet Sanhedrin Daf Yomi Daf Pe'alef Amud Aleph 71, 81a1. We are on the Mishnah. And the Mishnah says as follows. Mi shenithayev bishte mitot bedin nidon b'mita chamura. Remember, whoever is going to be judged in 2 death penalties, so he did a few counts. Yeah, he did a few things. So therefore, he's going to be killed with the chamura shebain. Why? Because you're always going to give him the strictest of the punishments. Okay? So now he says, right? So for example, let's say he was Mechalel Shabbat and he killed someone. So you get Sekila, but Sekila is a stronger death penalty. Okay? Avar Avera shenitchayev shte mitot nidon b'hamura. Let's say he did 2 different, right, concepts of death penalties. So he's going to be judged with a strict one. So he says, for example, let's say he went on his mother-in-law. Now, with his mother-in-law, he's also a married woman. So therefore, he's going to be mitchayev 2 different mitot. Sirefa because of the mother-in-law, and chenek because of eshetish. So again, he gets sirefa, right? Why? Because it's going to be, that means like this. One more time. The first part of the Mishnah was, he did 2 different averot. He was mechalel Shabbat and he killed. So 2 different averot. He gets a stricter of the 2 punishments. What is it? Sekila. Mechalel Shabbat is sekila. Killing is herek. So he gets sekila. The second part of the Mishnah is, what happens if he does 1 avera? That in that 1 avera, there's 2 different death penalties. So it's with the mother-in-law. Mother-in-law sirefa. And what? And the what's it called? And she's also a married woman, so it's also chenek. So you get sirefa. Okay? The Rabbi Yosef says, Nidon bezika rishona sheba alav. No, it depends whichever one came first to him. Meaning, what was the first thing that came to him that he had to separate? Was it because of the isur of the shetish, or because of the isur of the mother-in-law? What was the one? Meaning, if she became the mother-in-law and she was single, and then she got married, so therefore the mother-in-law came first. But if she was already married and then she became the mother-in-law, she was already a married woman. So that means she's considered like that. That's why. So whichever one came first is the one that is going to be the main avera over here. So now says the Gemara, Pshita, I don't understand. If you have 2 different death penalties on 2 different averot, obviously you're going to get the stricter one. Ela itagura itagar. He says what? Do you really think, right, that a person is going to come, right, and he's going to get the lighter one? Doesn't make sense. Imagine right now a person comes and he's mechalel Shabbat. 10 minutes later, he's going to kill someone. So now because he killed him, now he's going to gain? That he doesn't get sikila anymore, he's going to get headache? Obviously, you're going to give him the stricter punishment. So Rava says, what are we dealing with? The opposite way. For example, you did the avira kala, the lighter avira. And nigmar dino on avira kala. And then again, you did an avira chamura. So I would have thought to say, Kevan de kanigmar dino la avira kala, since it was already nigmar din for the avira kala, I gabra ktila, who is already a dead man. What does it sound like? He's already a dead man. We just learned this last night. You missed an incredible shiur. Mamash, I feel for you. But what can I do? That could make a person really sick, then. You missed an incredible shiur last night. Yeah? Moshe Rabbeinu. I didn't do a recording. Yeah? So, but he says, Kamashvalan comes to teach you though, right, that what? That's why the Mishnah says that you're going to give him the stricter punishment. Meaning, I would have thought to say that the guy's already a dead man. Why is the guy already a dead man? Because he was already nigmar din to be killed. So if he's already a nigmar din to be killed, and now he's going to do an avira chamura, why are you going to kill him with the avira chamura? You already have to kill him with the avira kala. Kamashmalan, you still give him the avira chamura. Why? Because he still is obligated now, the avira chamura. Ba now asks Avua de Rabbi Yosef, Barhama me Rabbi Menatan. So the father of Rabbi Yosef Barhama asks from Rabbi Menatan. Minam into the Rabbanan. How do we know this concept of the Rabbanan where it says, how do you know that you're going to get the stricter one? So he says, Dichtiv, as it said in the Pasuk, Ve'olid ben parit shofech tamim ele'arim, right? Achal ve'et eshet reu timeh ve'legululim nasa enav ve'olid ben parit shofech tamim. He says, B'sayf. When he says that he's going to have somebody that's shofech tamim, somebody that murders, what does he get? Hereg, killed by the sword, saif. Et eshet reu timeh, if he impurifies his friend's wife, What is that? Immorality. What does he get? Somebody commits adultery.
Oh.
Iowa.
Fennec.
Thank you. Oy, oy, oy. What's going on over here? One more time. Serifai is only a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, right? Or it's only going to be the bat kohen shezinta, but a regular immorality is chenek. We just learned this in Makot of Bet Amud Aleph. Yeah, and also in Sanhedrin also. So one more time. Eshet reu timeh, eshet ish bechenek. ולגילולים נשא עיניו עבודה זרה גץ, עבודה כוכבים, גץ, סקילה, חזק וברוך. So therefore, וכתיב, and it says, מות יומת, דמיו בו. מות יומת means you're going to first surely die. But what is damav bo? You remember? Whenever it's written in the Torah, damav bo, what does that mean? Sekila. Whenever it says demehem bam or damav bo, you remember we wanted to make a gezerah shava with mot yumat, and then we said you can't make a gezerah shava from mot yumat. But whenever it adds after mot yumat, if it says demehem bam or damav bo or things to do with the blood is in their is in their hands, the blood is with them. So what happens? It's always sekila. So it comes out that this person came, he killed. When he killed, it's hereg. He also committed adultery. When he commits adultery, it's chenek. Then what else did he do? Avodah zarah. Avodah zarah is sekila. What is the death penalty? You have sekila, hereg, chenek. What's the death penalty? Sekila. Why? It says the mehem baf. So therefore, you see that you get the strictest, because according to everybody, sekila is much more strict than hereg and chenek, according to everybody. Okay? Matkif la Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, asked Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, Eima kulu beskila. Why don't I say that all of them is skila? Ve'oli ben paresh ben tzored umoreh. So ben tzored umoreh is skila. Eshet reu timeh, nara meorasad v'skila. Ve'la gilulim nasa einav, avodah kochavim is skila. Everyone understood what we just said? One more time. We had three averot in the pasuk. One avera was, right, shvichut damim. Another avera, immorality, giloy arayot. And another avera, Avodah Kochavim, the Gimel Chamurot, right? Three, right? Avodah Zarah. Avodah Kochavim is Avodah Zarah. Yeah? So now the question is like this. All three of them usually, in normal circumstances, has different death penalties. Shvichut Damim is hereg, by the sword. How do you call this? Immorality, right? Gilui Arayot, chenek, right? And Avodah Zarah, sekila. Says, and therefore, since it said there, demehem bam, we know it was sekila. So you give them the stricter of the punishments. Ask the Gemara, maybe they're all sekila. Why? Which punishment do you get sekila for by shfichut damim? Ben tzored umoreh. Because since in the future he's going to be milasemet abriot, and then he's going to kill them, he's going to steal from them and then kill them. So we kill him now. How do we kill him? Sekila. Which death penalty by Gilui Arayot is sekila. Nara morasa. She's engaged. We said that if a woman is engaged and she's a nara, what do they get? Sekila. And by Avodah Zarah, sekila. So therefore, maybe by the Gemara is talking about all three cases, sekila. So it's not that you're giving a stricter punishment. All three of them, selam memshos. Selam wert memshos. No? How do you say? La mort, the death. La mort. Okay, yeah, you're silent. La même mort. Yeah? So that's the question. So says the Gemara. Exactly. So in Kenev Seo, what's the chidush of Yecheskel that he gets sekila, obviously. So says the Gemara, Dilma Torah kamader. He says maybe Be'emet he's trying to do chazarot. So in Kenev Seo, he says you should go back to Moshe Rabbeinu. What's going on? He's chozer al mitzvot. Yeah? Fine. Darash Rav Acha beRabbi Chanina. What does it mean in the pasuk? Elarim lo achal, that they didn't eat from the mountains. Shelo achal b'zchut avotav, that he did not eat in the zechut of his forefathers. Ve'enav lo nasal gelule bet Yisrael, and his eyes did not carry to bet Yisrael. Shelo alach bekomah zekufa, he didn't go in komah zekufa. Ve'teshet reu lo timai, he didn't impurify his friend's wife. Shelo yara lemanut chavero, he didn't come and he didn't do competition, because if he does competition, it's ki'ilu that he's sleeping with a friend's wife. And what does it mean that he doesn't come close to a woman that she's a nidah? He doesn't benefit from kupat tzedakah. Even it says, tzadiku hayo yichyeh. So by the way, right, this pasuk, no. So each part of this pasuk was giving you analogies. It wasn't talking about stam. One more time, yeah? You understood or not? So he comes and he says like this, "K'sheyadam Gamliel magia lamikra ze haya boche," used to cry. Ve'amar, and he said, "Man de'avi lekulhu," the mashma that only if somebody does everything, hu dechai, he's going to live. Because what did it say? Ulo asa tacharut, so that's a pshat that tesher deu lo timeh. El isha nida lo yikrav, he didn't come close to isha nida, he didn't take from the kupat tzedakah. He says because according to this, it's like taking tzedakah is something which is meguneh for a person that's proper. So it's ki'ilu, it's an isha nida that you have to push yourself away from it. So he says, but then that guy is a tzaddik and he's going to live. Mashma, you have to do all of these. So he says, B'chada minayu lo, but only if you do one, you're not going to live. I'm a little bit akiva lamiata 1 second. Al titameu b'chol ele, when you're not going to become impure for all these things. Hacheram b'kuluim b'chada minayu lo, or you know, everything no, but one of them you're allowed to. Ela be'acham mikol ele, even one of them. Hacheram so to here, acham mikol ele, you could be living. Meaning, even if you do one of these things, you already have a zechut that it could be that you're going to live. Okay, next, 2 dots. Avara vera, what happens if a person did an avera, and in the same avera, there's 2 death penalties? For example, he went with his mother-in-law. Now remember, with his mother-in-law, there's 2 death penalties. There's the serefa, because it's a mother-in-law, and chenek, because she's an eshetish. So says the Gemara Tanya, we learned to the right, Keitza damar Rabbi Yosef, says Rabbi Yosef, nidom zikar ishna ba'alav, it's the first thing, achamoto ve'achar nased eshetish. If it was the mother-in-law, and then afterwards she became an eshetish, nidom echamoto, so then it's like the mother-in-law. Eshetish v'nasa achamoto, if it was first a married woman, and then she became his mother-in-law, nidom eshetish, then it's going to be like an eshetish. Amarle Ravada barava l'rava, says Ravada barava l'rava, chamoto naset eshetish, if it was first the mother-in-law and then became an eshetish, nidom echamoto, it's going to be like the mother-in-law. Why don't you also do eshetish? There's such a concept of chal isur on mosif, meaning we usually have a concept, any isur chal isur. There's no isur that adds on to another isur unless the isur sheni is mosif, something that it didn't have in the first isur. So therefore, the Yosef admits that. So in our case, when this woman with the beginning was asur because of chamoto, she was permitted to everybody. Now that she becomes an eshet ish, now she's prohibited to the entire world. So that's considered an isur mosif. So because of that, even according to Rabbi Yosef, he should be chayav because of the isur mosif. Yeah? Everyone understood or not? Yeah? Amaleh adaberi bitre katle kataltle. He says what? You want to kill him with 2 different deaths? Meaning, even though you're right, there's 2 different isurim, but you can't kill him more than once. So because you cannot kill him more than once, you have to go by the stricter of them, which is going to be serefa. So it comes out that in the case of the Braita, which he did the Avirah, b'mezid, obviously, so therefore there's no difference whether it's going to be chal, the Isur v'eshetish or not, at the end, or there's an Isur mosif or not, you give him the stricter one. What is the stricter one? Serefa. So as long as the mother-in-law came first, it's serefa. I don't care that there's going to be an Isur mosif. There's no nafkamina. There's no difference between the Isur mosif. You understand? If it's going to be something else, maybe. But here, anyway, you have to kill him. You can't kill him twice. So therefore, you have this. Okay? Mishnah, Pe'alef Amud Bet. Yeah, 81b. Mishnah. Everybody with me? Mishelaka v'shana. Somebody that gets twice malkut, and then again he does the malkut. Bedim machnisin oto l'kipa, machlin oto sorim shekrosom back. So this is a Mishnah mefureshet, that if a person comes and he did 2 different lashes. Beforehand, we were talking about 2 different death penalties, so he gets the strict of them. What happens if he does malkut pa'amain and 2 different avirot, and he got lashes? So what happens? If he does it again, the 3rd strike, and he's out, what do? You put him in jail, you give him barley to eat until it explodes. Boom.
Human?
Yes. Yeah. Ma'achal seorim. Yeah. Barley. Says the Gemara, Pe'alef Amubet the Gemara, Mishum de la Kave Shana Bedin Kotzino to Lekipa. He says, I don't understand it. Because the guy came and he got lashes twice, now you're going to put him in jail and then you're going to make sure that he explodes? What's going on? So Rabbi Yirmiyahu says, Mimia name him Shalom Lekish, Hachab Malkiut Shel Klitut Askini. We're talking about Malkut of Karet. The Gavra Bar Ketalahu, but really Be'emet, he's Chayav Mita because of the Karet. So for sure they're going to cut him off anyway, Mishamayim. The Karuve de la Mekarav Ketaleh. But it's still not his time to die. But since he's given vater on his life, so therefore the Bedin are going to come and make sure that he gets killed quicker. So Elmaleh Rav Yaakov le Rabbi Yirmiyah, says Rav Yaakov to Rabbi Yirmiyah. Right? So he says like this. He says, right? He says, Bar tachlifa, tasber alecha malkiot shel karet achat. He says, I'm going to explain to you a malkiot that is one karet. Aval shel shtayim v'shalosh kritut. How could it be of 2 or 3 different types of karets? Isura de katayim. He says he just wants to taste the avera. He doesn't. If a guy just wants to come and start doing averot just of karet, it means that he wants to taste the isur, but it's not that mamash he's mevater everything. Fine. So mishel akaveshana. But we just said that if a person is going to come and he's going to be like Kavashana, right? So he says Vishana. So he says Afagav delo shilesh, even though he didn't do it three times. Lema matnitin delo karashvag. The karashvag amar tlabtim delo v'chazaka. You remember there's a famous machlok between Rabbi and Rashvag. How many times is the chazaka? Is chazaka twice or 3 times? Here it says it comes out that it's 3 times. Why? Because here it says meaning the twice. Because here he got the lashes twice, and on the 3rd time you come and you kill him. Why don't you do it 3 times and then on the 4th time you come and you kill him? Okay, so Amravina, Filu Tim Rashbag, even when it says Rashbag, Kasavar Averot Machzikot. He says when the person is going to come and do an Averah, it's muhzak, like that he's a Rasha. And it's not the Malkuyot that is making him into the Rasha. It's Averot. Meaning if a person comes and he does enough Averot, he has a Chazakah that he's a Rasha. Nothing to do with how many times I give him lashes or not. So Meitvei, so we're going to ask the following question. If a person comes and he does an Averah that has Malkut the first time and the second time, Malkinoto, they're going to give him lashes. Rishlishit and the 3rd time, they're going to put him in the jail. Abashaul comes and he says, on the 3rd time, they're going to give him the lashes, and only the 4th time, they're going to put him in jail. My lover, we're not talking about now that it's Kule Alma, Malkiot Machzikot, and this is a machlok between Rabbi and Rashbag, that is a chazakah 2 times or 3 times. So answers the Gemara, no. The Chule Alma, the Rashbag, everybody holds of Rashbag. But here, what is the machlok between them? The more savar averot machzikot, the more savar melkiot machzikot. What is what gives them the chazakah? The lashes or the averot? If you tell me it's the averot, so he already has the chazakah, he's a rasha. But if you tell me it's lashes, the malkuyot, so adayin hu lo lakap, hu rak lakap ha'mayim, lo shalosh. Hu tzarich lilkot shalosh pamim. He has to get lashes 3 times, not 2 times. V'had the Tanya, and that which we learned in the Braita, he trubo. What happens if they come and they gave him a warning? V'shatach, he kept quiet. Or he nods his head. Pam rishona u'shniya, the first time, the second time, they're going to give him the warning. The shlishit, they're going to put him inside the jail. Abba Shalom, even the 3rd time, they're going to give him the warning, and the 4th time, they're going to put him in jail. V'hatta malkut leka, there's no lashes. So b'may kamipalgeh, what is a machloket then? So Ravina says, Bekipat tzricha atra kamipalgeh. There's a machloket, do you need a warning to put in jail or not? Do you need a warning to put somebody in jail or not? That's the machlok between them. Umay kippah, what is kippah exactly? Rav Yehuda melo komato. It's mamash. It's like how do you call this? It's like a pit, which is melo komato. The Hechal means where's the hint about it? So he says, Amar Shakish says temotet rasha ra'ah. Right? When it says over there, it's something that's like a rasha, you're going to bring him to the death penalty by putting him in such a place. Amar Shakish meant it was mean ki gam lo yida adam et ito kadagim shnechazah b'mitzudar ra'ah. My mitzudar ra'ah. Amar Shakish chaka. This is a chukah that you know that it's like the hook that they grab the dagim, right? So he says it's very very small. So too he comes and he says without them paying attention to it. So therefore he comes and he says that's another dirasha that a person is going to be like hooked, right? Okay, fine. Says a Mishnah on the bottom of the Mishnah on the bottom of the Aleph Amubet. 81b. Haoreg nefesh shelo be'edim. If somebody kills somebody without witnesses, machnisin oto lekippah. They put him inside the jail. Machlim oto lechem tzar umayim lachatz. They're going to put him the lechem tzar umayim lachatz. Menay adina. How do we know that they do this? Again, that means he murdered, but there's no witnesses, so we can't kill him. So which one? Lechem tzar umayim lachatz. So you're going to put him. You're going to give him bread, right? Here it says that it's going to. The Gemara is going to speak about it. But one second. Lechem tzar. So says the Gemara, how do you know this? Amarav et bedut miuchedet. We know that it's bedut, that it's something that, for example, let's say there are 2 witnesses, but they were from 2 different windows, but they couldn't see each other. So therefore, they don't accept them in bedin. But you know that he killed. Because if not, how do you know that he killed? Why are you going to put him in jail? Maybe he didn't kill. No, so there is a dut, but you can't put them together to testify because they were in 2 different windows and they couldn't see each other. For witnesses to come to combine, they have to see each other. Here, they couldn't see each other. So you had somebody over there, but they couldn't see each other, but they both saw that he killed. So they come into Bedin, but they can't really kill. They can't do anything. They put him in jail. Which one? They put him in jail to die. Yeah. Yeah, but they can't kill him with the death penalty of the Torah.
Basically, almost starvation or this
Well, we're going to see. Ushmuel Amar, Shmuel says, Shelo Batra. No, even if you have witnesses, but there was no warning. You have 100 witnesses, but there was no warning. So if there's no warning, you can't kill them. Rav Chasta Amar, Rav Chasta says the name of Avimi, no, there was Hakashan Bedikot, but not in the Chakirot. Kiditzran, as we learned in the Mishnah, Ubadak ben Zakai, he started checking in Ukset Te'enim. You remember we said that they come and they do Chakirot and Bedikot. There's a difference between Chakirot and Bedikot. Chakirot is the main concept of the date and what happened, and the Bedikot is in little details. Okay? So he says, the Gemara asks, why is it in the previous Mishnah you said you put him in jail? What are you giving? The barley until his stomach explodes. And here it's telling you about that you're going to give him lechem tzar umayim lachatz. He says, lechem tzar umayim lachatz ad sheyuktal mayano. What happens is that you give him a little bit of bread. That's lechem tzar, a little bit of bread. Umayim lachatz, also a little bit of water. And then the stomach becomes very, very small. The hadar, and afterwards you give him sorim, the barley. And the barley comes and it opens up. It not contracts, it expands the stomach. And therefore what happens is until it explodes. In order for him to explode, you have to make sure that the stomach makes it very, very small. And that's, by the way, a lot of that's why after the Holocaust. After the Holocaust, a lot of people, they were accustomed about not eating anything. And all of a sudden, if they saw too much food and then they just ate too much, they just ate. That's it. They died on the spot. That's it. That's what they did. בדיוק. ודאי. Yeah, they have to build it up little by little. Yeah. Mishnah, P-Aleph Amud Bet on the bottom. הגונב את הכסבה והמקלל בקוסם והבועל הרמית קנאים פוגעים בו. If somebody is going to steal a kasva, what is this? The Gemara is going to explain what it is. והמקלל בקוסם. The Gemara is going to say he's mekalel with a name which is the kosem. The Gemara is going to explain the klala as well. והבועל הרמית, somebody that goes with a goya. קנאים פוגעים בו. The קנאים come and they kill him on the spot. Yeah, no warning, no nada. Boom, they kill him on the spot. Just like Pinchas. What did Pinchas do? He saw Zimri ben Salu go with a goya. He killed him on the spot. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Kohen sheshimesh betuma. If you have a kohen that was in the Bet HaMikdash betuma, אין איך הקוראים eventually לבית דין. They don't bring him to בית דין. אלא פרחי כהונה מוציאים אותו חוץ לזרע. They take him out of the זרע ומפציעים את מוחו בגזרים. And they come and they break his head, right? His brain with the sticks. Powerful stuff we're talking about here. You understand? I mean, we're not talking about a joke. Mamash, imagine, they come, the teenagers, boom, they take him out and boom. Yeah, they kill him on the spot.
Like the 1920s, 1930s Brooklyn Mafia. The Jewish Mafia.
Zar sheshimesh b'mikdash. The same halacha would apply to a zar that he comes and he's shimesh b'mikdash. The same halacha would apply. Rabbi Akiva omer b'chenek. No, he gets chenek. Chachamim say b'dei shamayim. It's mita b'dei shamayim. Says the Gemara, my kasva. What is the kasva now? That he stole the kasva. What does that mean? What is the kasva exactly? So says the Gemara, kli sharet. If a person comes and he steals the kli sharet and he's using it, right? V'chenu omer v'tkesot anasech. So therefore, he's going to come and he's going to kanaim pogimbo. How do you know that? It says in the Torah, Beliyah is a remez legneva, that he stole it, he swallowed it. So therefore, we're talking about kivalayt kodesh, we're talking about kli kodesh, kli sharet. So if he does that, he's going to get a death penalty. If he's going to curse the kosem, what are we talking about now? Tani Yosef yakeh kosem ekosmo. We're talking about if somebody's mekalel bekosem means that he says that he puts his powers in the kosem and not in the kadosh baruch Hu.
Miracle workers.
Yeah, miracle workers. So Rabbanan v'tema Rabba Barman Yamri yakeh koseh lo ulkono ulmakno. So to everybody, it's going to be for him, yeah, Akadosh Baruch Hu, and the one that's giving him all the good things. And the last thing that we'll speak about on Sunday is to do with the Goya.